You're listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
Slurpee, slurpee. Hey, folks, welcome to the Beans and Dice podcast, Thursday night live call-in show. I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
And that's it for tonight. It's just Rob and I tonight. Wayne is out on a cruise.
I thought you meant that was it. We're done. Show over.
Oh, no.
Show. We're a little late tonight, but that's all right.
Yeah, we're playing games, we're eating food, we're having a good time here at the Studio B.
We are.
But welcome to the show. Don't forget Thursday nights, live call-in show. Check out our Discord in the description. And also you can always email us at beansanddice@gmail.com. If you're on YouTube or Rumble or Twitch, make sure you hit subscribe,
Rumble, that
hit
was the
like.
new one. Rumble. I was trying to tell the kids what the... It's like, we're on some new thing.
Whatever free platform accepts us.
Rumble.
Like I'm sending it there.
We had a Rumble caller last week, so that was good.
That was interesting.
Or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, sorry, 2 weeks ago. I missed last week's.
Shout out to Chris in the chat. Good evening,
Hey, Chris.
brothers. He says,
how you doing?
I think he's doing well. His copy of Darwin's
I saw
correspondence
that.
expansion.
Saw that. I was
Which
hoping
it
you'd get yours
stinks
in.
because
Maybe
I
we could play
ordered mine
tonight.
first.
Yeah, I wanted to play tonight.
And his arrived first. So now I know what it feels like to be Wayne.
There you go.
With-
Get screwed over by that.
Yes. With my copy of Rumble Nation arriving, even though I ordered it after he did.
First in, last out, right? Yeah. So first in, last out. You get it last. So,
Well,
whatever.
I'm going to open up the phone lines. 813-618-7099 is the number.
Yeah, we didn't do much pre-show prep as tends to be the case around here. But so I assume we're not doing Dice Tower since Wayne's not here.
That was still on the question, right?
Okay.
I think we allow you and Wayne to finish it together.
Okay, I think so.
We didn't get together for a show. I had time at Disney with family, so
yeah.
I wasn't able to get anything done on that Saturday.
Cool.
So I think we'll wait for Wayne to come back for y'all to finish that.
I'm good with that. Yep.
So we'll do our twig.
Yep.
We'll go through the news articles in the chat.
Okay.
So anyone on the Discord, if you're near our Discord, you can always comment with news articles that you want us to look through.
Is Gen Con going on this weekend? It is. This
It
weekend,
is happening
isn't it?
now.
Okay.
Like,
so they're doing. So actually, it's already
Dice
started.
Tower
Yeah.
posted a.
I saw the setup and the walkthrough.
What is that? A
and-
vlog
There you
of
go,
their
video log, yeah.
drive up there, their
Yeah,
road trip.
I saw that. Oh, yeah, the drive up. I haven't watched any of them yet, but I saw they posted the drive. They posted one of them setting up, one of them walking around pre-Gen Con show stuff. So, lots of Gen Con stuff going. So the reason I mentioned that is because we were doing our predictions for the Gen Con, the Dice Tower Awards, which are announced at Gen Con. And so I know you had posted yours up on there. So if you have yours, one thing we could do tonight, even though Wayne's not here, is we could jump in and just run through our predictions before they're actually announced.
Yes.
And then we could go over them again. So we'll have to see if we have access to all that. That's all in the Discord somewhere. And
Yeah, we can do that. We can go through, at least provide ours, because it's going to be announced.
Yep, it's me, you, and Wayne. So I think those are the three of us that picked this year. And so it's been something we've done the last couple of years. So it's just kind of fun to throw our predictions. If I remember, I'm kind of 2-0 here as far as predictions go for the last couple of years.
I'll no one's counting.
Prediction
no
champ.
one's
No,
counting.
not that anybody's counting. No, of course not. But anyway, so that'd be kind of fun to do tonight.
We'll go through our twig. We'll go through the Dice Tower Awards predictions.
Yep, predictions. Yep.
We'll go through the news.
Cool.
And then we'll see what the callers have for us. That's the fun part about the show is callers always get us across the line.
Yep, line is open, 813-618-7099. So interrupt us anytime, doesn't matter what we're talking about. Just call us, tell us what you've been up to, something you've heard, something you've played. We've learned so many games through people calling in. That's really one of the coolest things here, other than us just hanging out and chatting, is just learning stuff we didn't know anything about. People call in, hey, have you tried this? Have you played this? Have you heard about this? And so that's real cool for us, is to be able to discover new stuff through you, the listeners, and the viewers.
All right, so let me go through some of my twig while Rob munches a little bit on his. He's got some food there, so I figured it'd be nice of me to
here, so
change the angle of the camera for a little bit.
Go ahead.
Let him eat a little bit.
You can hear me in the corner.
Yes. So let's start off with my twig. Some of my twig. Let's start with some hauls that came in. Somebody mentioned it last week, Rob. I can't remember who it was, but it was mentioned. Deep Sea Adventure.
Yeah,
I think showed up in the conversation either a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
Yep, Wayne played it.
Wayne-
That's what it was.
Wayne
Wayne
had
played it
played
at Dice Tower. That's what it was. Yep.
I found a copy on BGG Marketplace used.
Nice.
For a real steal. Of course, there's always shipping. But I ended up picking it up, went through it, kind of set it up on the table to see how it plays. So I'm looking forward to actually getting this one played. This one seems, I don't know why I haven't added this one to my Oink collection. I don't know if it's because it's 3 players or more to begin with, but man, it feels like a full board game inside this little box. Normally with the Oink games, they feel like a card game in a box. This actually feels like a board game in a box,
Nice.
where it uses the tiles for spaces. Instead of having a board, you're playing tiles on the board as spaces. So that's one of my arrivals, my new hauls.
Cool. And that's the pressure luck. You're kind of diving down, competitive, trying to bring up treasures. Is that the one?
It is the Clank in a
So there
small
you go,
box.
Clank. I've heard that. I think Wayne might have even mentioned that. But yep, I've heard that.
So I'm looking forward to getting that one played.
Good one.
So we can learn it.
Cool.
Another haul that came in, and this one's
Nice.
a heavy one. I don't know if you can hear that at home.
You can hear. Box of rocks. That's what it is. Box of rocks.
Hanabi Deluxe. It didn't matter to me which deluxe, but I've always had Hanabi Deluxe on my not my grail, because it's not that hard to find.
Really?
It's just it was always a little bit expensive.
Okay.
But somebody had posted it up for a decent price on BGG Marketplace.
On your wish list.
So I was able to get it low at a low price. The shipping, of course, is not low because this thing is heavy.
I mean, actually didn't get to feel it. Let me feel. Yeah.
She's dense.
It's not a gloom haven, but it's heavy. Yeah.
It's got tiles in lieu of cards for your Hanabi game, but it also includes the expansion, the Hanabi expansion built into here that is also based on tiles. So instead of cards, you're playing with tiles out in front of you. This is also going to be part of my twig for games played. We'll jump right into it. We did just get to play this just now. This was the last game we just played before we got ready for the show.
First time I'd ever tried this version. This is the first time you've ever played with
First
tiles?
time. That's why I wanted to get it played. The idea of tiles just felt good to me.
Okay.
So I thought I would give it a try. I'm not sure what I was expecting. I thought it would be easier than the cards for these reasons.
Okay.
With the cards, I always feel like I just want to shuffle them in my hand, right?
Flip them around.
Right. So, I feel like I'm always manipulating the cards. So it's almost like my issues with Scout, where I'm always just manipulating the cards. So I figured if I had tiles, I can put them on the table and leave them alone. So that did help. What I didn't expect is with the tiles being on the table, they don't splay out as condensed as a hand of cards would. So I found the other players around us were always having to move around,
crane their neck to
table
look around
to try to see exactly what somebody had.
Yeah, usually you can just kind of hold them close to your body. You can't see them, but everybody else can see them. So,
And you can turn your body so that everyone has an opportunity to see what they need to see. Whoever's turn it is, you can show it to them.
And I don't know if we mentioned, but Hanabi is a game. Just as a quick description, it's a game where everybody else can see what you have except you. So you're either your tiles or normally cards in your hand are facing outward, and so it's cooperative. Everybody's working together, and through a system of clues, you're trying to help people play. In this, tiles or usually cards in a certain particular order from 1 to 5 different colors. So that's kind of what we're talking about here. This took the cards and made them, I want to say dominoes, but they're like twice double thick dominoes.
I would say like mahjong tiles. I don't even know how to say that.
Mahjong?
English is not my first language.
Mahjong. That's not English, but I think that came from China.
So it feels more like mahjong tiles than it does like domino tiles.
Yep.
Which I don't know if I like that. These are okay. So I'm telling you all this because y'all will decide one day if you want to buy it or not. What I felt was I'm used to dominoes. I grew up Puerto Rico playing dominoes.
Yep.
Puerto Rican family playing dominoes. They shuffle really nicely, right? You what we call washing.
Washing. Yeah.
Washing the dominoes when you wash them. In this with Hanabi, they're so thick and tall.
Yeah.
I found myself flipping them accidentally. Right?
Oh, on accident? You mean
on accident?
So not like you were fidgeting with them, but they were just falling over
while washing the dominoes.
Washing them, okay.
Right, they would knock and roll over.
Gotcha.
Because they're almost squared, like in height compared to width.
Okay, yeah.
So that's another thing to consider.
They're
Is
chunky.
I wish they were a little lower in height, so that they would stay, down, like they would stay on the table while I was washing them. Like
I hear that. Yeah,
that was my only issue with the dominoes. Outside of that. Everything was. I was worried about the coloration and being able to tell from across the table.
Yep.
Everything seemed to work fine. Like the Hanabi,
it did. Yeah,
and it felt good. They feel good in your hands. They're substantive.
Substantive.
How do you say that again? Help me out here, Pop and Tot. Beansanddice podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey guys, I'm Pop.
And I'm Todd.
And we are Pop and Todd Games.
There you
How
go.
y'all doing?
Hey.
We are glad to have you on.
What's going on?
Glad to be here. We're just going to give a little beans or so about the expansion for In the Footsteps of Darwin, the correspondence expansion.
Awesome. Yeah, we were just kind of, as you saw, probably briefly touched on that on our intro. Carlos is still waiting for his copy. I actually, occasionally, not always, we get a chance to get together and play games right before the show. And so coming over tonight, he'd asked me what I wanted to play. And in the back of my mind was, if that's there, we're going to definitely play the new Darwin expansion, but he doesn't have it yet, so we had to play some other things, Hanabi and some other games. But what are the thoughts? I know you posted some pictures of it.
Yeah, I'll start briefly, kind of my thoughts, and I'll hand it over to Isaiah. But
Awesome.
For me, it's definitely a must-have. It improves the game in every respect. It gets rid of the having the Darwin token at the end of the game. You get 2 points. It eliminates that, but it also eliminates the minimum amount of time that you either want to do that throughout the game. You usually just want to grab at the end for those 2 points. So it completely eliminates Darwin, that crown, passing forth between the players, which I like. To me, that was the worst thing about the game. And then you have this little track that Darwin moves on with 4 different phases, and each one gives you a different benefit when you take the crown. And the different benefits are you either take one of these correspondence tokens, and you can turn those correspondence tokens in for either a character, a person, that has, different benefits, or another animal. It takes 3 to do an animal, 2 to do a person. And so you can turn those in, or another spot on there is you draw blindly from this bag, and you get these little tokens that you put on your player board, and they go on whatever spot that, corresponds to that token. And what those do is you'll get 2 bonus points at the end of the game if you put an animal on that spot. That's basically the Darwin, track there. You either get correspondence tokens, or you get these little, circular discs that you put on your board, or a combination of both. Some of them will give you, 1 of each, and I think it's one spot that's 1 of each, and one that gives you 2, and so it just makes it actually interesting to take Darwin because
Yes.
It gives you benefits that will score more points.
Hey, Chris, question on the bonus token, right? What happens if you receive a bonus token that has a species? I'm not sure what to call it, category or classification of species of animals, and location, so like the region, but you already have an animal on that spot. Do you still get the bonus points for it?
Yeah, exactly. So as long as you have that token, it could be on the same turn. So say you take the token and you take the tile on the same turn, you still get points. So anytime during the game, if you have an animal on that spot and you have a token, you get points at the end of the game. It doesn't matter when you get it. Could be on the same turn, could be in a future turn. You could get the token before you get the animal, or you get the animal before you have the token. Doesn't matter.
Nice. It feels a little random, right? So it feels just a little bit random, but it isn't because you're having to take an emblematic animal in order to even trigger the Darwin rondelle, I guess for lack of a better word.
Sure.
The Darwin rondelle to be able to trigger the bonus.
Yep. And in the game we played, I was getting those well before I had the animal. Like on most of them, I would just put them, and then I was trying to get those animals that correspond to those spots. I made it kind of a focus, trying to get that. And then one other time, I just happened to score both in the same round. I got the animal and one of those tokens in the same round, and immediately scored 2 points. So yeah, there's a little bit of randomness, but like you said, you can only get those if you're moving Darwin around. So you have to take an animal with the crown on it. And you're more intentional about doing that because in the base game, you kind of didn't really care about those crowns that much. You usually cared more about the other items. Or,
Agreed. And I was going to ask.
And then the last thing it does is you have these, these columns and rows that you're filling in. They're called publications in the game.
Right.
Yeah, so you
what you're doing with
publish
those,
journals. Yep.
Yeah, published journal. So this actually makes it more player interactive. What it does is for every spot, whether it's a country or a species of animal, if you're the first player to go there, you get a special publication. And those special publications are better than just the standard 5 victory points. They'll give you other things. There's one that gives you 7 victory points on there that Isaiah actually got when he played. But there's some that'll give you less points than 5, but you get other bonuses, like you'll get another guide. You'll get the crown, which means then you can move that Darwin again. You get 2 correspondence tiles. So it's really cool, and it's just the first player that goes there. So there's a little bit of a race to try to grab those early on, which I think makes the game more interesting, more player interactive.
Yeah, I was going to mention the interactivity with, if you take those tokens and put them on your board, and then you're trying to get the animal or the species to match up to get those bonus 2 points at the end. If you play like I do, it also adds to the interaction, because if I see that Carlos has got 2 or 3 of those out there, and I've got an opportunity to go snag one of those, I'm going to grab it because that's a couple points for me. But then it's really preventing him from getting 2 more points. So I would imagine again that ups the interaction there.
Absolutely, yeah. And it just makes the decision space just more interesting, but without making it overly complicated, because it's very little on the complexity addition, but you have a little bit more to think about every turn.
Sure.
But it goes just as fast. I mean, the only way the game would slow down is if you're just thinking a little bit more, because you have more things that trigger, right? But the actual turn is basically the same speed most of the time. Okay. The only time it would ever be longer is if you're triggering a bunch of things, like maybe you trigger Darwin and a token on the same turn, then you're going to be grabbing some more tokens. That might add a few seconds to your turn, right? But it's still not it's not going to make the game go longer. It's still 12 turns for everybody, so it doesn't add more turns to the game, which I think is brilliant. I mean, it's the best thing I could think of for this expansion. The way they designed it just fits perfectly with the base game, makes the base game better, doesn't overcomplicate it, makes it more interesting on your turn, and just seamlessly flows in. I mean, it's a 10 out of 10 like that guy said. I really think it is.
Something you said there about the 12 really stands out to me in this expansion that I'm looking forward to. In the original game, because I played it again with my wife after I ordered the expansion, because I wanted to kind of, when you buy the expansion or something, you want to refresh or kind of remember what you liked and didn't like about it. 12 turns, 12 tiles. That's it.
It's quick.
With this expansion, you now have these correspondence tokens that you can turn in for additional extra animals. So before, you'd only ever get 12 tiles.
Yeah.
Now, those 12 tiles could also be people, right? So these assistants or I can't remember what they called them, but the character supports that you'd put on the table. So they would eat away at your ability to filling rows and columns with animals because the people go on a separate side. Yep. Now they've taken all the people out of the main deck of tiles, and they set them aside in their own purchase slot.
Little bonuses, yeah.
So I can really focus in on building my tableau of my grid of animals.
That's cool.
I'm looking forward to that, and being able to get more than 12 animals means I might be able to fill in more rows.
A couple more rows or columns,
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All those reasons, I think this is going to be a great game.
100%. Yeah, you're exactly right. So you have more animals on your board or more tiles in general. And I also like that the characters, as you mentioned, they're not mixed in with the animals any longer. So there's 5 characters in the base game, 5 characters in the expansion. So what you do is you shuffle those 10 characters together, and you make 2 stacks of 5, and then those are the options you have. So you have one of 2 options to take a character when you're turning in those correspondence tokens. And then the animals, you have 1 and 2 animals you can choose from. So it's not like you have a million options to take. You only really have, 4 options there at most. If you have 3 correspondence tiles, if you have 2 correspondence tiles, you can only take a character. So it's not overly complicated. Whether if you had, like the board, you have more options, right? It's not making it complicated because you only have a few options on that correspondence section.
Yeah, I think they did it so far. Everything I'm seeing, I'm expecting a high gameplay out of this.
Yeah.
To really freshen this game up for me.
Yeah.
When I played it again with Wifey, I remembered why I liked it, but I also remembered why I haven't played it in a while, because it did become samey.
Yeah.
This, I think, is going to give a
Add
lot
some
more
stuff.
decision space.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. A few more decisions, and I don't think, just from what I'm hearing, obviously I haven't played it yet, but from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like if you don't like the game to start with, this is going to change anything for you, because it's mostly just some more stuff, maybe a little bit of extra things to think about and do. But if you already like the game, I mean, it sounds like this is almost one that you just mix in and never play without it.
Exactly, yeah. It flows seamlessly into the game, but I do think it makes the Darwin taking that crown much more interesting. I think that was the weakness of the base game.
Yeah, for
Because I
sure.
thought all the other actions, I'm like, I don't really care about the crown. I only care about it on the last turn, so you don't get it to get the 2 points.
Right.
And that was kind of I don't know. I feel like they fixed that problem with this expansion. They just eliminated that.
Nice.
The only thing they couldn't fix
Yeah.
is that the publisher's French, but they've already apologized for that.
Sorry, we're French.
All right, I'm going to hand over to Isaiah and let him tell you his thoughts.
Yes, Isaiah. Welcome back on the show. What are your thoughts of this new expansion?
Well, I like the box a lot, and I like the deep. My dad was putting it away tonight since we played it tonight. I won the game with like 51 points.
Yeah.
So, my dad was putting it away, and you know what he could do? Fit the insert from the expansion inside of the insert of the other main box. And he had both inserts in it.
Does that mean that I can get rid of the expansion box after I transfer the new insert
the insert?
into the old box?
Yes,
Nice. That's
that's
new.
what he did.
We need to see more companies do that.
Yeah, that seems
Where
like
the expansion comes not with a whole new box, but with like a whole new insert that you can just transfer into the other box.
seems like a no-brainer almost. Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, and it also has artwork on the inside of the expansion box like the base game does. And so they didn't have to do that. They put artwork all over the box, even though it's an expansion. Just a little attention to detail like that. And then they come with another one of those little appendixes that tells you all about the animals that are included in the expansion. They didn't have to do that. They held true with the artwork. They held true with the appendixes. They just threw a lot in it for just a $20 expansion, I think.
Am I the only one that has sat and read through that appendices?
Yes.
It's great
It
info.
does.
They
know.
talk
I
about the
read it.
characters and the animals in there. Say it again, Isaiah.
I was reading the animals today, and there was like this big hornet. It was like this giant hornet.
What I really love is my wife hates spiders. Hates them. But I'm watching her having to make these tough decisions because that tile will fill that row for her. So she can't even look at
Really?
it. So she's like, she would like ask someone else to pick it up and put it on her board before she grabs it herself.
That's funny.
It's great artwork.
Your wife probably would have liked the spider journal I have with brown recluses and black widows and fun with spiders on it.
All the scary ones. Nice.
With all of it's like a brochure with spiders, and it tells you how poisonous they are and stuff.
This is why we don't live in Texas.
Yeah. Stuff will kill you.
Yeah, so I like the game. The components are good. The artwork's good. I like this inside box artwork where the bottom has it.
I was admiring the art they did because if you don't pay attention and look closely, you won't recognize that each of the individual player boards has completely different art on it. Like every player board has a different theme of creatures that are on it. One has like more like lizards and reptiles, another one has more mammals on it. Like they really did, as Chris said, they went above and beyond what they needed to art wise for this game.
Yeah, I'll have to take a closer look. I don't own it since Carlos has it. I played it a handful of times over here, but now we're talking about the artwork inside the box and all that. I'm going to have to take a closer look at it. Maybe when we're done tonight, I'm going to look inside that box.
Hopefully that expansion comes for me soon.
Hopefully.
Hey, Chris, where'd you order from?
I ordered from Game Nerds back at the same time you sent it through Discord. You sent it to me in a DM.
Okay.
And that day I ordered it. I think it was back in now. It was in the springtime, sometime in the spring, April or something like that.
Yeah.
I think
And
mine might have
that's,
been Noble Knight. I can't remember exactly anymore. It might have been Noble Knight or Atomic Empire, one of the two. But I got the shipping order, but it didn't come in yet.
They sold out on Game Nerds because I checked it, I think, a week ago, and it was sold out. So,
That was my worry about this. I figured with this expansion, I don't think this game, the original game, hit off as well as we would have hoped, right? You and me, Chris. So my worry was it was going to be a low run on the expansion. So I was like, I got to get in early on this one.
Yeah, and it didn't win the Spill the Jars. If it won the Spill the Jars, then it would everybody would be buying it.
Oh yeah,
But it was not. So it got a little bit of notoriety from the nomination, but if it had won, it would have blown up. You know.
Yeah, and because it didn't win, I figure I better jump in on this expansion now because I'm sure they didn't print out a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Good call out.
And also, I kept the. So I think I've already said that I transported the insert from the expansion in the base box. It fits perfectly in there, which I think is amazing how they did that. But I'm keeping the expansion box just because of the artwork. It's beautiful. And I've actually got one of the box lid, the upper one, in my office right now, next to some bird statue that I have in here. So it's just beautiful. So
That's
I'm
right,
keeping
yeah.
the box, not to store anything, and just for the art.
Nice. Got Wayne in the chat over there. Wayne saying, trying to stay away from expansions. He says, hi from Cozumel. I mean, so he's on his cruise, and he took some time to chime in here tonight. But then he says he's trying to stay away from expansions. Hey, Wayne. Trying to stay away from expansions, but this one seems like it's needed to keep the game fresh. So, yeah, again, that's what it sounds like. It's more tiles, more stuff, a couple more little mechanisms to throw in there. So, like I say, it seems like unless you're introducing the game to somebody who just doesn't game, brand new gamers, it sounds like this would be just an automatic.
I think it's a no-brainer because the only time you will touch that table or that tableau on the side or the board extension would be if you take an emblematic. So, like, how often are people taking emblematics? That's going to determine that. I think you just this is a throw in the game. Let's go.
Always. Okay. Yeah.
We'll find out though.
And I also, like this week I played, Marvel Dice Pro Mission. It was the first game we lost.
Oh, lost one.
Yeah, I saw the picture of it. The one with Mysterio, right?
It was a track, and you would lose if you didn't beat this track, and then you would lose the game, and then we played it over, and we won by all of us getting ultimate. I would have been defeated, and if one of us loses, everybody loses.
Interesting. It's a beautiful looking game.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah, we did an unboxing video of it because it's gorgeous. I'm looking forward to what they come out with in the future. Rockstar Games.
Yep.
Everything they do is gorgeous.
They do good productions. Yep. Sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, you want to tell him? Okay, he's going to tell you one more thing that we're doing soon. Here you go, Isaiah.
Okay.
So we are getting ready to do a top 10 video of 2025.
Top 20.
Yeah, top 20. So we're doing.
Your top 20
I'm
played so
excited.
far? So like your mid-year, here are my top 20 games?
Yeah, these are basically, it's going to be all his games, most of which he's played this year, but it's basically his top 20 favorite, not necessarily games played in 2025, but I'd say most of them, I would say, haven't.
Okay.
I think there might be a few that have moved down this list that he hasn't played this year, but kind of like, still his top 20 favorite.
So it's a top
Of
20 of
all
all time.
time.
Okay. Yep.
But updated this year, based off of all the new games he's played and everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Very cool. Make sure you post up in our Shameless Plugs channel
The Discord there.
in the Discord when it's time.
Okay, we'll do. That's it for me. What about you guys? Anything else that you guys have been playing that you hadn't talked about yet? Or
We're gonna
okay.
we're gonna do our twig here. I think the biggest twig we're gonna talk about in just a moment is gonna be Hot Streak.
Yeah.
So we'll let Rob give his lowdown on his first couple plays of Hot Streak. So that'll be on today's twig. So stick around for that.
Okay. And Isaiah wants me to mention one more thing. I'm not going to talk about it, but you guys can check it out. But if you haven't seen the Champions of Midgard Anniversary Edition, it's quite phenomenal. I think we talked about it in a previous one, but he's excited about playing that sometime. He hasn't played Champions of Midgard yet.
I saw it online. I saw all the upgraded bits and all that good stuff, but I haven't seen it live in person yet.
Yeah, it's not out yet. It comes out February of 2026.
There we go. Okay. I thought it was...
the 10-year anniversary, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, 10 years. Yeah.
Yep.
Which stinks, man, because I have everything right, and it's like, they're going to make me rebuy it every 10 years?
Again? Well, every 10 years. Come on, if you like it that much. You got games in here that you bought 2 copies of, 3 copies of. Yeah. The same exact game.
I have the neoprene mat. I have everything for Champions of Midgard. You know what I haven't done? Taught my wife that game yet. I think it's time to teach. She loves Lords of Waterdeep. She loves worker placement.
Yeah.
I think it's time to teach her Champions of Midgard.
That's good. It's a good one. I like to play.
And then I can tell her how there's a 10th anniversary edition coming out and how much she enjoyed it. So
you can sell me your copy cheap, and then you can get a new one.
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks, Chris, for taking more of my money.
Well, I'm trying to get Wayne to buy the second edition of Parks because it's so good, and he's debating getting rid of his first edition copy now.
Yeah. Now he can sell me his first edition cheap, and then he can buy the second edition. I see a theme here. I see a thing here.
It's a win-win for the Beansanddice crew right here.
There you go.
Well, thanks again for the phone call. You are caller number 1. We're putting it on the board.
Hey, it's on the board. Number 1.
Does it count as 2 because there were 2 people there?
It's 1 call. We got rules
Point
around here.
0.5.
1.5. There you go. Pop and top. 1.5.
Hey, God bless. Good night.
Thanks for calling.
God bless you all. Thank you. Bye.
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 Bye, Zap. Great family.
Oh, yeah.
That kid's going to be a tough kid to play against.
Yeah.
Starting this early with some tough games.
He's going to have his own podcast.
I think he already beat Pop in the game of Brass Birmingham, if I remember correctly.
Oh, is that right?
No, that's a joke.
Oh, sorry. If so, I hadn't heard that yet, but I'd be super impressed.
You wouldn't be surprised if that was actually true.
Yeah.
All right. We were in the middle of our twig. That was a great call from Chris and Isaiah out of Texas. And we are back open on the phone lines. 813-618-7099 is the number. I just gave you my twig on Hanabi.
Yep.
Rob, what were your thoughts to wrap up Hanabi Deluxe?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with what you were getting at there, that it's cool. The cool factor of having those big chunky tiles is cool. And I know I'd open the box. I'm going to maybe just pull 1 or 2 of them out here. I say big chunky. I mean, you're right. They almost are squares. They're definitely still rectangles, but they are big chunky pieces. And so the look of it's cool. To touch them and kind of play with them is cool. The practicality of them, though, as we talked about with being able to see other people's, the fact that they can just kind of flip around and flip over. I guess cards can do that to some extent, too. Cards can just flip and somebody can drop one or whatever. But I don't know. The fact that you got to carry it around, as you mentioned, it's a heavy box with all those
you can
tiles.
see the box has already got a tear in it.
It's given,
it came with a tear.
Giving out a little bit. That's extra.
Because it's so heavy.
Bonus came with a tear.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know. I mean, it's cool to show off. It's cool to maybe play once in a while. But if I was going to be a big Hanabi fan and carry it around to game days and stuff like that, I think I definitely would prefer that.
I'll take the card game around with me.
Yeah.
I think this is... Like, I feel like, everybody has that deluxe game that they love.
Show off, yeah.
Almost like if I had Foundations of Rome, I would only take Foundations of Metropolis with me somewhere.
Yeah.
But at home, you play with the nice one. You hear the clackety-clack.
Yeah, or if it was a big convention, that you were going to and you wanted to show it off a little bit, that's the time for this. So, yeah, this is cool. This it's got some table preference. Even people who have played Hanabi would probably see it and be like, oh, what is that? So, yeah, I don't... you said it's pretty easy to get. I had heard about it, but I haven't heard a lot about it, so...
it is the second of the deluxes. They did an original deluxe, which is the one that I really, really wanted.
Okay.
Because those actually had the imprinted tiles.
Oh.
So almost like a domino where it's got the divot and then they do the paint fill. That one I can't find at all.
Oh.
So I finally just gave up and I get the second edition, but it comes with the expansion.
Okay.
But the colors are screen printed onto the tile. I worry a little bit about wear and tear, but I play all my games on mats.
Nice neoprene mats.
Neoprene mats, so I figure that'll help protect the wear on the tiles.
Okay, cool.
All right, that was my twig for my purchase of Hanabi. And then, all right, so gameplay-wise, Rob, did you have any purchases?
No purchases, I don't believe. No, I don't think I've picked up anything recently.
All right, so no pickups. So I think that's all of our haul.
Acquisitions, yeah.
For the acquisitions piece. Play-wise in the last week has been Footsteps of Darwin. So got some Footsteps of Darwin and played at least, I think, 3 times. Yes, 3 times is what's shown on my board here.
Okay.
Good game in the Footsteps of Darwin. We just talked about the expansion, but it reminded me why it's been sitting on the shelf for so long, because it can get a little samey, and some of the decisions can get very simple. So, like, it could be really easy to know, okay, it's obvious what I'm going to grab here. You don't have a lot of chance to change the Beagle's location.
Right.
Because you only get 2 of the guide tokens at one time max, and you can only ever spend 1 at one time. So it's really it's a great game in the sense of it's a great filler or intro game, and I felt that playing it this past week. So I got some into Footsteps of Darwin played. Also played some more Baseball Highlights 2045. I don't know if I mentioned that to you. I've been I don't know what triggered it. I was like wanting to get that played again.
Yeah.
And I'll come back to it after this call. Remind me, we'll go back to Baseball Highlights 2045.
Okay.
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name is Ryder, and I'm calling from Vancouver Island.
Vancouver Island. Ryder,
hey,
welcome
Ryder.
to the show.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks very much.
We are a board game podcast. We talk about board games and other tabletop games and other geeky goodness. What do you got going on?
Well, I'm in the right place then. I just wanted to share. I came across you guys in YouTube and saw you had a dial-in and thought, why not give a call? And I think you're talking about games you're enjoying this month. Can I share one?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm enjoying playing the new game Vantage.
Vantage. Okay, yeah. Stonemeyer Games. Definitely familiar with it. We've talked about it a little bit. We have not gotten our hands on a copy of it yet, but you've played it. What do you think?
Just love it. There was a lot of talk out there that it doesn't work at larger player counts and it takes too long. But, when the players are in the right mindset, we've been playing it with 4 people and we've been enjoying it a lot. A lot of surprises. And you're just thinking it's really good adventure, choose your own adventure game. And if that's your thing, we've been enjoying it.
That's what I'm hearing, that it's really expansive. That's, I guess, the few reviews and things I've seen so far. People say just the amount of content in there, the amount of cards and what have you. I mean, if you play it 40, 50, 60 times, you'll probably run across some threads of things that you've done before, but it seems like there's so much in there that you could play this a lot and get a lot out of it without really repeating or having any of that. We talked about sameness in some games with the Footsteps of Darwin, but this one sounds like you could play hours and hours and hours and not repeat the same experience.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we're finding that so far. I mean, who knows how long it'll go over the different months? But
sure.
It's just a lot of fun process of discovery and pretty relaxing to go through it. Not a lot of stress, and you're there for the adventure, not whether you win or lose.
Right. That's the way to go into it. What do you think about the mechanisms in it? I watched a couple videos before it came out, people who had pre-production copies that were kind of explaining, and of course Jamie Stegmaier on his YouTube channel was giving some introductions and some kind of how to plays. Do you find it's pretty intuitive or pretty easy? I guess my problem, I watched some of the videos and it confused me a little bit, but maybe I wasn't watching close enough. Maybe I just needed to get my hands on it. Do you find it was pretty easy to pick up, or is there a little bit of learning on it?
Yeah, the mechanisms are pretty clear. I think a lot of the questions you see online that we're seeing are because you got to read the manual, right? I mean, you got to read the instructions and check it out. We haven't really struggled with it. We haven't had an encounter, but I mean, I have seen some things where people have got a real particular card or some kind of situation they've got to figure out. There are mini games in there, and we encountered one of them, and it took us a few reads, to kind of figure it out, but we were just delighted with it. And I don't think it's that complicated. I think you've just got to go through and follow the manual. And there's a glossary in there too in our stuff. So
nice.
When you get confused, there's a way to kind of consult what you're doing. And thus far, we haven't had to go online. We haven't been stumped in a game yet, but we'll see what the future brings.
Now, let me ask, because in this adventure game, my understanding is, although you are all on the same planet, you are not near each other, so that you really don't share a lot of information. Could that possibly be part of what makes it hard to learn? So, like in other adventure games where we're playing together at the same table, you can see what an encounter or whatever they call it in that game that I'm doing, and I can go to Rob and say, "Hey, I don't understand what this one says," and I can show him. But in Vantage, I feel like it's discouraging you from showing what you're doing to other players. Is that right?
Well, I don't know about discouraging. So I don't know if we have house rules or if we're playing it as intended, but we're sharing it as a group. And so we're kind of excited that you can't see each other's vantage point. I guess that's
is that why they call it that? I just understood.
Oh,
it's been a whole year knowing about this game, and I just figured out why they called it
from
that.
a different vantage point.
I can thank Ryder for that.
There you go.
Well, yeah, we find it really interesting because there's something, for us, at least sitting around the table, relaxing, glass of wine, we're enjoying describing to each other what we're seeing, which others can't. And then we're sharing what our different actions are. And the rest of the table is contributing to kind of, well, hey, what do you think about this? And I know a few times I've gone into, thinking, well, I got to do this one action because that's the action my character is best at. And then
sure.
my fellow adventurers have been saying, well, I don't know, rethink that a little bit. And we've been talking with what I've been explaining, and then I've kind of changed my mind, and other players have too. So we like that. That's kind of to us, that's the magic of the game. You have to enjoy describing something to other players that they can't see. Mm-hmm. And that gets us kind of excited, at least at our table.
Kind of reminds me of, and I'm not sure if you played it, Scythe. Have you played Scythe?
Yeah.
The encounters.
Yeah.
I loved the encounters mechanism, where I would get an encounter card, and I wouldn't show you the picture. I would just tell you what's going on. Like, I come across a bunch of cows, right? Here are my options. Yep. I can make steaks, or I can
do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of it. It's sort of, imagine if each of us had to choose your own adventure, and you're kind of doing that. And sometimes we thought about, I wonder if we can meet up, but the world is so big, we don't think, that'll ever happen. But the different, no spoilers, but like the different ways characters have found things in the world. It's been jaw dropping. And part of it is a lot of games, when you get into them and you figure them out, there are not a lot of surprises left. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
You kind of figure out the mechanics. But this game, for us at least, has been nothing but surprises. And that's just rare. And that's the thought I'll leave you with. I really appreciate you guys tonight. And I'm glad I came across your podcast and subscribed here, and you guys have a great evening.
I think I'm more glad. We really appreciate you, Ryder.
Yeah.
Best wishes. Call back with more info as you get it.
Cheers. Have a great night.
Good night.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
That was awesome.
Nice, yeah. Was
Vancouver Island. Where's that?
That's one of the little islands off of Vancouver. I can show you on a map, but
geography is not my thing.
Yeah, it's up north in Canada.
I'm glad Ryder called about this topic. I'm very on edge with Vantage because I have a lot of adventure games. So I feel like I have a lot filling this genre in my house, but I keep hearing these things about ease of play. Right, and that's what I don't have. A lot of these adventure games I have a lot of heavy mechanisms, a lot of setup time.
Yeah.
Right, so it's like I was always looking at Lands of Galzier.
Oh, yeah.
Right, another light, just kind of help you get through the story and explore and kind of
wander around.
Yes, and I'm hearing that Vantage is, for some folks, feeling in that realm of, here's just a great way to explore a world without getting stuck in minutia, in mechanisms, or in rules.
That's what I'm hearing.
So I'm glad to hear from Ryder there. Beansanddice podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
This is Ron from Atlanta.
Hey.
My man Ron, you make caller number 3 tonight. We're not even 45 minutes in.
Ron Fraser.
And you are caller number 3.
What's going on, Ron?
Caller number 3. Wow. Hi. Hey, you're international. Guy called from Vancouver Island?
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. I just heard about this game. Not during the call, but like, maybe like a week ago or something like that.
Wow.
Or whatever. I haven't even looked into it. I just kind of like, I knew Jamie did a live stream where he talked about it.
Yep.
And I saw the cover and everything like that, and thought it was an adventure game and everything like that. Like, And I just kind of like whatever,
Right. That's how I felt.
There's so many of them out there, right? Like, and like, will I even have the time to play these things? Like, I'm trying to focus on games that are typically smaller, and they're the more accessible things I can play with my family, or just something I can play, with the adventure crew that I volunteer with, whatever, right? Like, but I still got my bigger games, right? And Ryder, that's the person's name.
Yep,
that was it. I didn't ask for spelling, so I just kind of went with it. Ryder.
I'm assuming Ryder, maybe. Yeah.
Makes it sound like, that then makes it sound a little bit compelling. So hopefully I get a chance to.
Yeah, because Rob always talks about his plays of Forbidden Island. I'm sorry, not
you're talking about the.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes, I do.
And then you've got your QR code version that you play with the family.
Yep. That
right, those adventure games that you guys are playing.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so many cards in that deck. Seventh Continent.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Right, with all those cards in the deck, and then there's the version that has the QR codes that Dark Quarter is is based off of. But it just feels like there's so much work to get the story, like
Destiny's. Yep.
Destiny's, that's the one.
That's the one.
Is the juice worth the squeeze to get that much story? What I'm getting, Ron, out of the Vantage, everything I'm watching, is that the story just comes with it. Like the story is what flows easily.
I hear really good things about Iridia, and I love me some some far off game stuff. Zaya. Immediately shot into like my top 10 games, and it is one of my top 10 favorite games to this day.
It's good.
And, that game's like 10, 11 years old at this point.
Yeah.
Just because it got all the zany randomness, but like the emergent story that comes out of you, rolling on those wacky dice, and like all the crazy things that you and the other person's gonna do, right? Like, that's part of the fun, and Iridia being an adventure game by those guys, like, and from what I saw, I'm like, sign me up. But it still has the same problem that adventure games have. Freaking setup.
Yes.
I was waiting for it. Are you going to make us ask? Yeah, setup. Yeah, that's a pain. And Carlos is going through some pictures here of Vantage, and I think Jamie Stegmeyer over at Stonemeyer Games, he mentioned this is something he's been working on for years, 4, 5, 6 years, whatever it was. And so this is really a passion project of his. When I started hearing about it, I was like, oh, gosh, I don't know about this one. This one may be a miss. It seems like it was a little unusual. It was different than anything else I've seen. But I keep hearing so many good things about it. I gotta try it. I gotta get find a copy somewhere. Get this, just try it out. I mean, it does seem like it's a huge game, so it sounds like it's something you could really get lost in. And
but it's also compartmentalized.
It is. Yep, it's little mini games.
Every game is a game unto itself, so you don't need the same players or a continuation of story later.
Yeah,
it's 2 to 3 hours of gameplay in one session, and then you're out.
But if you really get into it, you want to see everything, right? I mean, aren't you going to want to... I know you're not as much a completionist, maybe, but if I get into it and I like it, I want to play it all. I want to see it all. I want to explore the whole world. I want to, turn over every rock and collect every nugget. So, I don't know. This is one, again, I could get lost in and spend a lot of hours on it.
For me, it was... At this point in time in my life, it would take a lot for me simply because I'm a big time role playing, RPG player, and usually I'm the game master. So I can have what I feel like is what I believe is a even greater experience. If that's what I want, but if I actually want to not actually be perform in that role.
Mm-hmm.
That I find somebody that's willing to run an RPG campaign for me, which can be a challenge, or I just find 2 or 3 other people and play and try one of these adventure games. So
yeah,
I always I always keep my eye out for this kind of stuff. So I'm really interested in seeing like what people think of it. Like,
do we know? Did Wayne buy a
people.
copy? Somebody in the group did. I think Wayne did. Actually, a couple people did because I think Nick ordered a couple copies.
Ron, we're gonna have to find someone that got a copy and get it played so we can get back to you.
Yeah, we can give you a more in depth. Chad Stilson in the comments there just posted up. He said he's played it 6 times in the last 5 days. It's so good. So there you go. There's a strong recommendation from Chad.
All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut the call short because my kids are.
I thought I was going to go order Vantage.
Oh yeah, I gotta go place an order. Yeah, no.
Hey Ron, you're call number 3, man. Much appreciated, brother.
All right.
Thanks for keeping up.
Oh, no problem. I'll call some other time
You're good.
about the stuff that I actually wanted to talk to you.
Awesome.
All righty.
Appreciate it.
We'll
Thanks,
be
Ron.
here. Bye. That was our man Ron Frazier. Call number 3 of the evening. Let's see if we can really get some more calls in, folks. So make sure you call in. 813-618-7099 is the number. I don't even think I put his name up on the board.
Oh, you didn't?
I guess
you have a button just for him.
I have.
don't you?
I do.
Yeah,
I have a Ron Frazier button.
Nice.
That puts his name right up on the board.
Yeah, anyway, we're an hour in, hour by. You got one more hour. If you want to catch us and talk about something, give us a call. Oh, ask and you shall receive.
Beansanddice podcast. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hey, Joey from Colorado.
Hello,
Hey,
Joey
Joey.
from Colorado. We are the Beansanddice podcast. We talk about board games and tabletop games. What you got going on?
Not much. I called in a couple weeks ago and just wanted to call in again, and I've been listening to the show.
Awesome.
Excuse me.
You're good.
Tonight, and so I'll introduce a topic maybe you might be interested in. I saw you have Castles of Burgundy behind you.
Up there somewhere, yeah, on this wall somewhere. Yeah, I trust you.
Yeah, it's got the big box.
There it is. Yeah, he's got it right here. Yep.
Yeah. So I bought it. I'd heard great things about it, and then I eventually bought it whenever it came back out. Not the super deluxe version, but the 20th anniversary of the company, I think, version.
Yes.
Yes. There were 2 copies or 2 editions that came out almost right behind each other, which a few people were upset about. But yes, I know what you're talking about.
That copy is up somewhere
Up there
on
somewhere,
the top shelf.
higher up. Okay, maybe out of the picture up there somewhere.
Yeah, it's here. I've got
Okay.
them both. What are your thoughts, Joey?
Yeah, and so that one, that version came out. I got it, great, but it suffered from something that other games suffer from, which is where it's tiles that go in the middle market, the black market.
Mm-hmm.
They are backed in a different color than the rest. The rest are either, yellow or green, the other ones. And then the black ones go in the middle. However, when you're playing the game, you might buy 1 or 2 from there, 3 or 4, whatever's left over at the end of a round, all the tiles go into a discard. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And so those black tiles, though, unless you flip them over, you might put them in with the rest of the colored tiles
Yes.
that are there. Only to say, so unless you see the backside, you won't be able to sort it properly. But then, so I bought that version. My friend bought another version after that, still not deluxe, but they had made a small change, and on any of the fronts of the tiles that were black backed, they put a black dot on the tile, and it just made it super easy to notice, okay, if it's not a black back, then on the front of it, I'll see a black dot, and I know that one goes in that.
Ah.
You know, it's good for separation before and after. Okay, so that's something.
That was so
But mine
easy
didn't
to
have
fix.
Yeah, easy fix. I hadn't heard about that.
It's such an easy fix, and I've considered marking up games before, and this is really the topic.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Where, the topic is there any game, and I have one other example, is there any game that you've done, because to break that barrier to, mark on your game is, for any gamer, probably
a little scary,
a big step. So I did it, though, because I was like, it's just a singular dot on, so I took a Sharpie, put it on each of those, and improved my game. I was so jealous the first time we played it because we opened it and played it right then. And I was like, oh man, this is such a great. So that's one. And then the other one is 51st State.
Oh, yeah.
I love that game.
And I have
right down over there somewhere.
So I have
right there, right above Rob's head. 51st State. Love that
also
game.
on the wall.
Yep,
right
by
great.
me,
Yeah, and we had talked last time about just it had come up from some Dice Tower people, and so that's where my hype came from. Anyways, so this one is one of Z's favorite game, if not his favorite, and I played it, and yes, great, awesome.
Yep.
But he said in one of their previous top 10s of like tips for publishers, and I think in another one, but it was basically to say, it is very not great when you mix in flavor text inside the rules of the game in the rule book.
Oh, yeah.
So, I won't get the game out and bring up an example right now, but what's just funny about it is that in the rule book, almost every other sentence or 25% of the rules, I would say, are banter. And I've considered, because when you're looking for a rule, you don't want all this other stuff, And so anyways, his annoyance in the video was publishers who will write funny stuff in the rules. And he's like, I need to reference the rules, but how many cards do I draw?
Yep.
So that's the thing. So in that specific rule book, then I had also considered, like, I think I'm just going to mark out these flavor text things. Because it'll be something like, you make a deal, and then it's like, you made the deal, you get the goods. Don't you get it? Or something like that. And I'm like, that just muddies what I'm trying to get at. And I can appreciate it, but yes, that should be maybe a blurb off to the side. So those are just two games that one I have marked up and another that I'm considering. And I just wanted to talk and see if you guys had opinions on any that you've ever actually changed outside of,
Well, let me just start by saying,
blinging it up,
Just I know we have listeners and actually even contributors, Mike, up in Seattle. This is out towards you. We have people that you just mentioning that has them screaming, no! They would not mark a game, no matter what, no matter whatever the case was. They would contact the manufacturer. They'd be like, I need a new piece. I need a new thing. Then you got people like Carlos. He's going to pull out the pen and
I got Sharpies
pencil.
everywhere.
Yeah, Sharpies.
Open a drawer.
Yep.
There's a Sharpie.
If you play a game over here, there's a chance that a card or a mark on the board.
It could be your game. You bring it to my house, I might Sharpie that
something has been edited, so something has been changed. So
I'll give you some examples.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Yeah,
I'll snitch on myself. First, let me stop. Castles of Burgundy, the new edition, has the dot, the little bottom hex.
Okay.
On the, I just confirmed. I was like, ooh, do I need to get my Sharpie out? Because I tell you, I would have put dots on this super deluxe $200 that I spent here.
Yeah.
I would have dotted this up.
Good luck reselling.
No problem.
Yep. But you don't resell, so you
but
don't
I don't
care.
need to. Looks like it came that way. So good job, Castles of Burgundy.
There you go.
Second thought, real quick. That's for nice. Joey. I can think of two designers that write rules in the way that you talked about. Yeah. Vlado
Schvatl, yes.
Check Game Edition.
Yep, CGE.
Galaxy Trucker. What's the Rome, I have it up here somewhere. The Civilization game.
The Dungeon Pets?
Dungeon Pets is another one. Yeah. And then there's that Civ game that he has that you can play online. It's the heavy one with all the cubes. You're converting all the cubes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do. I played it a bunch.
I have it in here somewhere.
Empires?
No,
not Empires.
It'll come to me when I see it.
Yeah, all right.
Either way,
I mean, I have Mage Knight, but that one's not.
No,
not as bad.
There's no.
But Vladish Vatos does that a lot. And then the other one that I can think of is exactly who you're talking about, Ignacy Trzewiczek. Ignacy Trzewiczek, the designer of 51st State, and I got a lot of his games up here. Empires of the North.
Yeah, and I have that.
Friday.
But there's no extemporaneous, speech, in Empires of the North. At least I don't believe. But
there's a little bit of flavor in there. It doesn't go as bad.
Almost egregious.
But Empire, got to remember, 51st State was done before his Imperial Settlers series. So I feel like Imperial Settlers, and he even talked about it as like being the final form of what he was trying to do with 51st State. He was a younger designer, so he probably thought it was funnier back then when he did all that with the rules. But let me. So we'll come back to. Well, let's finish up the rules.
Sorry,
We're talking about the rules. Here's my thought. Why Sharpie out the parts you don't want to read when you can just highlight the parts you do want to read, and then you don't lose any information? Just a thought. I've highlighted rule books before.
Just a thought. I can dig on that.
And then give you examples of things I've Sharpied. I've Sharpied Heat Pedal to the Metal, because when they came out with the first expansion, Heavy Rain, they added these chevrons for some of the corners in order to change how you use the legend cars, right? So some of the corners added this chevron to indicate if the legend car starts here, they're allowed to go past a certain number of corners in the same turn. And then it recommended the rules and said, go back and put chevrons on these old tracks in these locations to bring these up to the rules. And some people freaked out. Rob found it, Through the Ages. That's the name.
Yeah, Through the Ages was one
of Vladish Vatos.
Yep.
If you ever do the tutorial for that, the Through the Ages online tutorial,
yes.
I cry like, please
I
God.
went through that recently.
Let me just play the game.
Yep.
Stop making jokes. Let me
there.
play the damn game.
Yep. And Uwe Rosenberg has done a little bit of this too. I'm a big Uwe fan, but in Caverna, I know he's got little jokes and little drawings and stuff in some of the edges of the rule books, and I think he's done that in like an Agricola and a couple of his other games. So
another game that I can think of that I've Sharpied up would have been the most recent edition of Puerto Rico, the 1800s version of it.
Yeah,
it came in 1897, Puerto Rico 1897. They redid that version, but apparently they put in too many plantain tiles and not enough coffee tiles, something like that. I just went in and wrote coffee on a bunch of plantain tiles so that
fix that problem.
I fixed it. Then Rob's like, no, there's no way. Like, no, people were freaking out.
This is gross. Yeah, get your. I think they were giving away free upgraded
but
stuff.
It's fixed. My copy's fixed. I have enough coffee tiles.
Fixed.
It says coffee.
Okay.
I got no problems with this, but apparently people do.
Yeah. I won't belabor it, but I'll give two more examples. One's on my table right now, Great Western Trail.
Oh, yeah.
And I've heard that in the expansion, actually, whenever I bought it, it came with the expansion. So I've actually only played with the expansion, and I don't recall, but the first stop there at Kansas City is worth like 6 coins in the standard game. And I think they changed it to 4 because they considered it like too much of an advantage or something. I don't recall. So anyways, I considered marking that, but I haven't re-looked up that review of that.
Yes.
To push myself over the edge to say, yes, this should be changed. But I'll give you my last one and then I'll let you go. The Lord of the Rings, the first game by Reiner Knizia.
Lord of the Rings, just Lord of the Rings.
And last time with the cooperative Keltis and such.
That was the card one?
No. It has boards. It has gorgeous boards.
Okay.
The artwork on the boards is phenomenal. They actually just came out with another recent anniversary edition, but I think it wasn't as well received as the original. Regardless, there is a expansion to it, which is somewhat sought after just because everything's out of print for it, and I happened to get it from someone. But in the expansion, okay, so on the first board, it's like a map board sort of, but you only go in one direction, and so you stop at Lothlorraine and the city at the beginning. You get some cards and whatever. Well, the expansion adds a couple more places, like random in between places that the first one didn't address that are part of the lore. But it's a sticker. And so it wants me to put a sticker for a stopping point on there. 1 or 2 stickers, I don't recall. But either way, that's one where I'm like, I may just lay this over it every time. Now, I haven't actually played with that expansion, but I do love the game. I've played it several times.
You know, this
so that's
sticker
another
idea
part, which is where they want
pretty cool now.
Sticker.
This sticker idea is getting pretty cool now. I don't know if you watched our Radlands video. I got the expansion in for Radlands, and it came with a set of stickers to sticker over the rule book. Right, in the rule book, they've made erratas as the game is played. So I think they're like on version 1.8. So the most recent version of the rules, you're just stickering over the pages that were there before.
Yep.
That's Roxley
like
Games.
The entire page or just a little
the
blurb
sections that they're changing.
Covers up
the paragraph or whatever.
Because I've marked up rule books to put little asterisks with my Sharpie to remind myself there's an errata or a change to this rule and how it's written.
Yeah.
And then I put a little note on the back of the rule book to remind myself where to go find the FAQ or whatever. Here, they gave me stickers to just kind of change the rules. Man, it's getting better out there. The publishers are getting smarter.
Stickers in a rule book, I think, are more acceptable than stickers like on a board or over a card, just because.
Well, and I'm telling you, look at the art on that Lord of the Rings one. It's almost like so pretty. You don't want to run the risk of, even if it's a good sticker, you're looking at it from an angle, and all of a sudden you see this, piece of tape basically sitting on there where it reflects differently. And so anyways, I know I only said 2, but I did play with a lady with Great Western, with Castles of Burgundy a few months ago. And she not only, I think she had written in a rule book, because each of those yellow tiles breaks the game a little bit. And so she made a little shorthand of that, which was great. But she had also, she went beyond all of what I'm willing to do. And she made labels. So like calling stuff depots, and she put it on the board, just ruthless with it. And good for her. She's willing to break that barrier, and she can without, thinking you're going to take this game to your grave. So, she had made some marks on the board with a label maker. And I was proud of her for that. And it, does definitely help you learn the game and stuff,
Yeah.
So anyways.
Well, here locally, Jim Odak did that when we were playing. You mentioned the game earlier, Carlos. The game you're going in, grabbing stuff, and getting out. Clank. Yeah, it hit me right as you said it. Yeah, Clank. When we were playing Clank Legacy 2 and playing through that, and so there's times in there where you get to name a character or name one of the cards or put an attribute on a card or something, and he had a little label maker, and he would hand the label maker around the table, and if it was your turn to name something, you'd type it in there. We were stickering the board, we were stickering the cards, and everything with his little label maker. So it was funny, but I guess it looked nice. It looked consistent instead of people handwriting stuff in there, but either way, it was
good, and it's a different mind. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's just a different mindset. I totally get it on a game that you're discovering. I haven't played it, but Pandemic Legacy,
sure,
where you're putting stickers on the board or whatever, or any legacy game where you're stickering stuff and you're meant to. It's more the fact. Or not more the fact, I don't mean to say you weren't talking to it, because you are. But, it's just a mental thing where, this board isn't, the game isn't designed that way.
Yep.
I just want to change this one little thing for either my own sake or for errata. That's great.
Yeah.
I can dig on a stickered board. What was it? Legacy? Betrayal at House on the Haunted Hill or whatever.
Yeah, that was
I think that one was,
Yep.
They did a legacy too, and I was actually, that's one where I was like, ooh, yeah, that would be cool to put, I don't know, a body or a broken something on the floor where it just like gives a little more creep factor or whatever.
They had a sticker wherever you died, right?
Yeah,
Didn't we leave like a sticker behind?
Yeah.
And then like there were cards that impacted that. Like if there's more ghosts on this tile, then you fail it quicker or something. Yeah. They did that. That was
cool.
That was a fun game.
Yeah,
Rob and I finished that one up.
I was gonna say, even cooler than sticker in the board was burning the board after we were done. And we set it on fire.
We still say this every time. I know we were drinking a lot that night.
Yeah, we were drinking, but
we busted out the Weber kettle, put it in the driveway, and we burned all the pieces. And I swear to Bob, the colors
with some weird
were weird colors coming from that fire. Like the board. What was that board? The main hex board. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh yeah, it's been a while, but
right?
yeah, I remember what you're talking
about.
The
hex board, like it burned in some weird colors.
It probably had to do with all those stickers and stuff that were on there, but it was cool. Yeah,
or it was us inhaling all the fumes from the Chinese products that were burning.
That was probably it too. Yeah. Anyway,
sorry. That was a great.
So anyway,
you brought
that
up
was
some
my
great
topic.
memories.
Did you say you burned the Legacy House on the Haunted Hill one, or is that the one?
Yes.
I didn't want to keep it in my house. It was all haunted.
I mean, you don't have to. Well, and you don't have to spoiler anything for anybody, but they have a big hex central because the one where I played, it's just the square tiles. Am I?
No, there's this board where you sticker certain areas, certain symbols, based on who won the game last, right? Like, I guess for each family, if I remember, I'm trying to remember it right.
Yeah, it's been a while, but
this
that
is the hex board.
Yeah, it's like a hex board thing, and it indicates
it's not a board that you're meant to place a figure on, like you're passing through that hex.
No, it kind of keeps tracks of the wins for each family, because the way the game is you're following a family through the house, right? So each game you're playing like a new generation of the family, and it's kind of getting more modern. You know, you start in the olden days, then it kind of ends up in the more modern days.
Yeah.
But each generational win, they put stickers on this hex board, and it's kind of like tracking how families are doing. And when we burnt that thing, it burned purple, dude.
Yeah, it was weird.
It burned weird.
Green
and it popped.
And,
it made popping noises.
Yeah.
Like, we excised some demons that night.
We tried.
I'm glad I didn't keep that thing in my house.
Yeah.
Well, good chat. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, we thank you for calling. You made it 4 calls within the first.
I know. We're crushing
within
it.
the first hour of the show.
Killing it.
That's record breaking, brother.
That is.
Thank you.
That's a new record. Thanks for calling.
Right on.
Have a great week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Joey from Colorado, calling it in, keeping it going.
Keep them coming.
I love this.
Yeah, this makes it easy.
It does. In the chat, we got some comments in the chat. Let's get through some of this chat here.
A couple people jumping in there.
A lot of people jumping in here in the chat while we're talking to Joey from Colorado.
Yeah.
Chad Stilson continues on the Vantage thing, says, I would say that you will enjoy Vantage more if you like exploration. If you are a mission-focused player, you might not like it as much as the exploration player.
Okay.
And I think that's part of what is drawing me to the game.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of mission-based games.
A little more
Imperial
relaxed.
Assault.
Yeah.
Descent. Hero Quest. These are all very much mission-focused. Whereas I don't have a lot of story-based exploration games.
Yep. Choose your adventure kind of stuff. Yep.
And then we'll do Janella Miller in the chat. Janella says Through the Ages is the game
that was the game we were thinking of.
So thank you for the crowdsourcing here that we did, using the brain out
Cloud
there.
brain.
Much appreciated. Got a call here, Beansanddice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is William with the Nerdy Weds.
Hey, William.
Yo, William and Keena with the Nerdy Weds. Hello, sir.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing
We
good.
are swell. What you got going on?
Everybody talking about rule books caused me to go and print Rumble Nation's English rule set and some. I printed out the translation of all the cards. I'm putting into the card sleeves with the cards.
Nice. All right.
Listen to Joey. You
Motivated
could
you
have
to do
just
something.
wrote the rules in English
yeah.
over the Japanese rules with a Sharpie.
With a Sharpie. Just bust out a Sharpie and just start writing.
Carlos would do it.
I would.
He would do it.
Rumble Nation,
Yeah, I
man.
believe it.
Great
I
game.
believe it. It's a terrible thing to say about anybody except for Carlos.
Oh, no, he appreciates that. It's ingenuity.
Listen, y'all put too much of a prize on the value of these games. It's just paper.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, dude, I am obsessed. I get upset. Like I got the bag from All Play, the wheeling bag.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And if anybody's got it, modify the bottom of that bag, because the back of my brand new copy of River of Gold and my legacy, my Sith or Scythe, somebody called it Sith the other day.
Your Star Wars brain is still on.
Box, or whatever it's called, legendary box.
Yep.
Both of them got damaged by that bag.
What damaged it?
So they have rivets that are holding the wheels, and they didn't design it properly to cover those rivets. So they sent out little sticky felt things to put on the rivets. But those little sticky felt things lasted all of one ride to the convention in the back of a vehicle in Florida.
I would imagine.
And they didn't protect the game. So a couple of my games got damaged by it. Luckily, it's the back of the box. Not as big a deal, but it does frustrate me.
That sucks.
Would there be a way to cut out like some cardboard or some other flat material that you can lay down in the bottom of the bag to kind of create a buffer?
That's what I'm doing.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna find we got some bags that have got these like cloth covered, like nylon cloth covered cardboard bottoms.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Cut one of those to fit.
Well, at least it wasn't your 10th anniversary edition of Firefly, because that would be a crime.
No, you know what? I found the answer. What you do is you find a copy of Gloomhaven and you put that in the bottom.
Oh, is that what you do?
Because that's a great waste of space kind of buffer.
No.
Just it can get damaged all day. Nobody's going to care.
Now he's just giving me a hard time. He knows he's hit a nerve there. But anyway,
I've got that same nerve, Rob, because I've got a copy of Gloomhaven sitting over here that I've never gotten anybody to play with me.
Oh, man. Such a great game.
Yeah, I've never gotten to play it.
Well,
I even have it in. I even got the dataless organizer for it, and to make it all nice and neat and easy to set up.
Nice.
Nice and neat, easy to set up. Put it on the table, and remind yourself that nobody's there to play with you.
Yeah, nobody likes me.
Well, Jim just picked up a copy of Dice Tower, and so I promised to teach him. So he's asked me actually already twice. He's like, "When are you going to come over and teach me Gloomhaven?" It's like, "All right, I'm on it." So,
but I hear if you're playing solo, like you might as well play the app. Like the digital version is getting some really high marks.
Yeah, I have on Steam. I've got the full like video game version of Gloomhaven.
Me too.
But
I'm thinking about getting it. I love Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah.
But it's not playing. That's not Dungeons and Dragons. That's playing a video game.
Mm-hmm.
I like the tabletop experience when it comes to a role playing game or board game. That's why I've never gotten on BG the board game arena. I've never gotten on board game arena because I think that I feel like I've played games online, and for me, the act of playing a board game is a social interaction for somebody who doesn't want a great number of social interactions.
Yeah. No, you're saying it accurately. It provides a common goal, a common activity that you can do with other humans without having to stare at each other across a table and have like nothing to say and nothing to do. Like this gets us interacting into a common activity. We will have interaction as well across the table.
Right. In a shared experience.
Yes.
That you can then reminisce about next time you see that person. You remember we played this game and, you did this stupid thing and we all died,
Be Carlos.
I resemble that. I resemble that remark.
Leroy Jenkins.
Nick
Leroy Jenkins.
Yep.
My like one and only time being invited to Rob's Gloomhaven game.
Yep.
I've told this story before.
Oh, yeah, you have. Yeah.
I just don't know if I've told it to William.
Yeah.
I was playing like the barbarian-esque player in there. I can't remember what class they were.
I don't remember.
It was like the big guy. It was like the brute
original one.
almost.
Yeah.
It was one of the first times.
Craghart.
Maybe Craghart. Yeah.
Yeah. So they invite me to play because they needed somebody to cover for someone else. So I come in and what do? We're getting to the boss battle part. Nick's like, hey, stay back. We're going to do this. We're going to grab these things.
Get all the treasure.
And get all the treasure. Make sure we get all the coins, right? And then I was like, it's my turn. And I don't like being told what to do. So I kick the door down, run forward, and punch the boss. And Nick's like, you're going to kill him. And we're going to not be able to get our coins. And I'm like, bro, there's no way. I pull the double damage, 1 shot, 1 kill, bad guy over.
Game over.
I was never invited to Nick's house again.
Treasure chest in the corner. We never got to open and discover what was in there. It's gone forever. You can never do that again.
I'm sorry. I played the role. I played the role.
Thanks, Carlos. Yep.
You know, Carlos, that doesn't raise my opinion of you. That's just the way it is.
And that's the way it should be.
Right. Damn it, Carlos.
He doesn't understand how frustrating that is to some of us, but yeah, go ahead.
You had calls from all over the place tonight.
But
I figured I represent Florida.
Well, it's been busy.
And, Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, actually, yeah. You are the first caller from Florida.
We have Texas?
I know.
We've had,
I've been paying attention.
Colorado,
Texas,
Vancouver.
Colorado, Georgia with Rob.
You're the fifth call.
With Ron. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Representing.
So, and if Ron calls in, if I'm listening and Ron calls, I got to call in.
You got to match that. Yeah.
Match the energy.
Nice.
Between your high energy and Ron's like mellowness, we can come to like a normal,
a mid-level.
Right. Someplace in the middle.
Yeah, I love it.
Nice.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and say hi and let you guys know what I was doing. I'm cutting out these little inserts to put in the card sleeves to give translations to the Japanese game.
Listen, brother, just listen to the last caller, Joey from Colorado. Get your Sharpie out,
Sharpie it up,
and just write on there.
Nope,
I couldn't do that. That would kill my soul.
Yeah.
Now, I am all about modifying a game to make it better. Putting those dots on those tiles improves the gameplay.
Yeah.
Put a dot on the tiles.
Yep.
But if a game, I'm so bad. I heard you guys talking about the legacy game that you guys burned. What was that all about again?
Oh, House on the Hill. Yeah, Betrayal.
Betrayal at House on the Hill. It was the legacy version.
Yeah. Well, it was all spooky and scary and haunted and whatnot. So just that last, I remember it was the last game or the next to last night we played. We decided when we're done with this, we're burning this puppy because number one, like I said, Carlos didn't want to keep it in the house after all that. But it just fit the theme and the mood. It's like, all right,
and we drank outside while getting a little fire pit going. It just felt right.
Yeah, just throw the game on,
and
there.
then it started popping, making weird noises, and then the fire turned purple,
and then we ran.
Oh, geez. No,
I called my priest.
When a game tells me to destroy a component,
that don't mean burn it.
I put it to the side.
Really?
I don't destroy it.
That's what Jim does.
Yeah, I keep it.
Yeah, that's what Jim.
I stick it underneath the organizer. I stick it someplace. It's in the box.
Mm-hmm.
I may never play with it again, but I still have it. So.
We played Pandemic. We loved ripping those cards up, and
I think the first one, I was like, well, let's set it aside for a moment. Let's make sure that's what's supposed to happen. But then once we got into a rhythm,
it started getting fun. It's like, oh, I want to rip this one up. Oh, no, I'm going to rip that one up.
I can't remember if we ripped one. I do recall ripping one when we shouldn't have.
I think we did. I think we taped one back together.
We had to tape it back together.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
I can't take it back.
Oh, you can. There's tape. There's duct tape.
It's a cooperative game. The game's not going to know what we did.
There's duct tape.
Duct tape's good for everything.
Have a good night. Thanks, William.
Thanks for calling, William.
Yeah. Hope you get more callers.
I appreciate it.
Bye.
Great. 5 calls, one night. Breaking records, baby.
We got 30 minutes left. I mean, show's running itself. We didn't have to come up. Even without Wayne here, we didn't have to fill.
We were at
We didn't get very far, did we?
Baseball Highlights 2045.
Oh, back to it.
But let's go to the comments real quick. Make sure we get through those.
Yeah.
So in the comments, Janella was helping us out with Through the Ages.
Yep.
Mike from One Mike One Game says he was tuning in.
Tuning in.
So I was telling Mike to get back in there, but he says he can't. He's tied up with work stuff.
Ah.
And I said, all right, we'll get back in here when you can. Then folks in the chat giving One Mike some props out there.
Mike.
Let's see some of his friends. Oh, Ashwin was in the comments there. Ashwin says, I broke your laminator. I got too addicted.
Laminating everything.
That's a great way to. I think Zeno is all about the lamination.
Oh, is he? Yeah,
he
was.
He laminated
he was laminating boards, wasn't
right,
he?
laminating boards,
Game
laminating
boards.
Player aids. And,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alexander Fuentes, my cousin, also known as Primo, says, I will take all haunted games.
Yeah.
I'm good, bro. You can have that.
Yeah. I'm going to go dig that out of the garbage bin because it was in ashes after we were done. Yeah.
Baseball Highlights 2045. So what happened was I had a desire to play it. And I remember I had the app.
Oh.
Rob, I paid for the app. Baseball Highlights 2045.
I remember there being an app. But
there was an app.
There was?
And for a second there, I thought somebody retconned my life.
Uh-oh, my hearing was.
Because I could not find this app.
Okay.
No matter what device I went to, no matter what system I ran through, I could not find a way to re-download Baseball Highlights 2045.
You picked up the phone.
It was driving me nuts.
Called Mac Fitzgerald.
I had to Google.
Yeah.
I had to Google everything, and then what I found is apparently they stopped supporting the game, and then they had it taken down from all the app stores.
Ugh.
And that was kind of upsetting. Like, I paid for the dang game. I paid for it. Like, this game, I paid for it.
Now disappeared.
So it got me itching to play. So I found the rules for the solo version. Solo play, because the mats had come in. I did the Kickstarter, the recent Kickstarter this year.
Okay, yeah.
The mats came in a few months ago. I haven't had a chance to play with them, the player mats. So I got it back out on the table, and I'm having fun. Baseball Highlights 2045, even in the solo mode,
Really?
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. You're playing against a full lineup, 15 players that the AI has of all free agents. So it's got some crazy kooky combos that come up against your rookies and veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're playing the mini games, you're drafting and buying, so you're kind of getting stronger. But you're also seeing more of what's in the AI's roster, and you start building against that. So that's where I'm really having fun, because it's reminding me of all the different interplay between them, right? The humans are all, the naturals, as they call them, are all around good at both hitting and fielding and pitching, but they're not great at any of it, but they're the best fielders. The cyborgs aren't really good at hitting or fielding, but they are great pitchers because they got the cybernetic arms, right? And then you got your robots. They can't field. They really can't pitch, but they are home run hitters. Like, they hit the ball hard.
We call that rock, paper, scissors. Yeah.
Yes, and I love that.
Okay.
And then I bought a bunch of expansions that came along with the player mats. So I kind of caught up on the expansions.
Okay.
While
Those
getting
are
the player
teams?
mats. Teams.
Okay, yeah.
And free agents.
Okay.
So like the Rally Cap expansion, the Magna Glove expansion.
Okay.
So like the Rally Cap does things like change the game catch-up mechanism. So like it helps you hold the game. So if you're winning the game and you play that player, it allows you to cancel hits against the other player because you're holding, right?
Sure.
Then there's the Rally, right, which says if you're behind, add 2 singles. Like right off the bat. So it's almost like clutches.
Okay.
So you're adding these singles. So it just really adds a lot of flavor to the game. Magna does the Naturals now have these Magna gloves, which allow them to field better out there. So they're like really like stopping hits. Anyway, all that to say, I don't know, like 7 games this past week.
Okay.
Solo. And when I say game, I mean best of 7.
Oh, you're going
so
the whole
each
best of
game
7.
is the best of
Wow.
7.
Okay.
That's how, like, I've been waking up in the mornings on the weekend, grabbing the kids, getting them started with their Eggo waffles, and then setting up a match of Baseball Highlights 2045 right there at the table.
Wow.
So great game. I'd love to have you over more so we can play more
through
of
it.
it. I know
it's
we
fun.
tried to do a video and the audio didn't come out well. We need to try it again. Baseball Highlights 2045.
We've done tournaments of that, so yeah, it's fun.
Let's see. Also played some In the Footsteps of Darwin. Talked about that. Baseball Highlights. Talked about that. That is it for my twig. Oh, my last twig. My acquisition I wanted to talk about.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
This is more of an accessory I want to say, to board gaming, and I want to recommend it to all y'all. And it's called bifocals.
Oh yeah,
bifocals.
You heard him right. You heard him right.
Really improving my board game experience.
You're getting old.
That too.
Yeah.
But I tried the progressive lenses this past year, and I really didn't like it. Like, it was really weird in the way it changes and warps
Made
things.
me sick. Yeah.
Right, that kind of a feeling, and it just didn't get the distance right and the up close right. And I was watching a tech video, and this younger tech guy was in there, and he had bifocals, and I'm like, if this younger guy doesn't care about bifocals, why should I care about bifocals?
Okay.
So I got me a pair of bifocals, like full on line grandpa bifocals. Loving it.
All right.
Because there's this defined zone of magnification just below my line of sight. Like, my normal line of sight isn't impacted. I can look out there and see things normally at distance, but if I put it right here, just like under my chin, boom, magnified. Like, I can now read all the tiny font on cards. I can read the copyright or the expansion version on my Baseball Highlights 2045 cards. I can see what card number, all without having to like get the squinty eyes and all that. So you know what, folks? Like, don't even worry about it. Like, the looks of it,
give in.
the aesthetics, I'm just gonna straight up recommend as a board gaming accessory.
Okay.
Bifocals.
Everybody should have a pair.
Yeah. It's better than like carrying readers and swapping them around and such.
That's what my wife does. But no, I don't know. I'm sticking with the single vision. I take them off to read, which is fine with me, and put it back on when I need to see things far away. So
that's my twig, Rob. What about your twig? What do you play this week?
Yeah, let me take a look. And actually, mine goes a couple.
One of the
weeks,
games we played together. A couple of them we played together, or at least one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving that one for you.
Okay. Well, we'll lead off with that then. Tonight we played Hot Streak. He's got it here on the table. This is the. Let me hold your Hot Streak. Anyway. This beauty here, I don't know how well, see if we can get a camera that shows it there. So you got the, this is the, that one up there. What do you call these? Mascot racing. So this is just crazy zaniness, fun time. People have called this, those of you that are familiar with Camel Up that haven't played this, some people are calling the Camel Up Killer. It's, I think, easier to teach. I know we had a little bit of discussion about this before. But this is, there you go. This is fun in a box. I mean, this is really, really cool. Let's start with the box itself. So the box has, again, there's 4 mascots that are really, we want to call these toys. I mean, the toy factor on this thing is strong.
Toys.
Yeah, they're toys. They're really cool. I would say about the size
figures.
of... figures. About the size of a Funko Pop kind of thing. Oh, yeah, we can put it on the overhead there. But you've got the, I don't remember what all their names are. What are they?
Come on, man. You got Gobbler the Grizzly Bear.
Gobbler the Grizzly Bear.
You got Mum the Queen. Hurley the Hot Dog.
Hurley.
And Dangle the deep sea fish.
The fish thing. So anyway, so we can demonstrate here. So the playing board for this is, you'll get the overhead here, is right here. It's made into the box. It's a rollout. I don't know, what is this material. This is
vinyl.
Is it vinyl?
This is definitely vinyl.
It's like a vinyl plastic. Really cool. It's got a little roll-up handle on the edge, so when you need to roll it back in, you just twist the handle and it rolls the board back in.
The box itself is what do we call that?
Podium.
The podiums.
Yeah. So you got first, second, third, and fourth. So as the little figures cross the finish line, you place them up here. This is a betting game. It's really, I guess it's a betting game. I mean, it's more about the zaniness and the fun.
You are a degenerate gambler. So degenerate that you're now left just gambling on mascot races.
Yep, exactly. And so you're going to have some cards that come out. You have the little flip top box here, very cool on the top. But you've got a deck of cards that each of the 4 different racers. It's always the 4 same mascots right now until they come out with some expansions. But they're each going to have their own starting card, which is basically just a move forward 2. You then are going to draw out of this deck of cards, depending on the number of players, I believe it is. You're going to draw a certain number of additional cards, and it's completely random. Some of these are positive, some of them are negative. Some cause your mascot to spin around, some of them cause it to fall down. All these different random things that can happen. So you're going to put a certain number of those out. You're going to assign, kind of show everybody which mascot. Each one is coded for a particular mascot, except for the green. The green affects everybody. Long story short, though, you're each going to get 3 cards cards in your hand, and then you're going to play some bets. You're going to pick which mascot you think is going to win. You're going to have some little side bets on some zany things that might happen throughout the race. You can bid yes or no. You're going to go around in order, and you're going to take very much camel uppy. The very first person to bet on somebody gets a better payout if they win, first, second, or third. You can bet against mascots with some of the side bets that a particular mascot may not finish the race or what have you. And you're playing through this for 3 rounds. You are then each, after everybody's selected their bets, you get
it's
2
drafting.
bets.
So you're drafting the bet tickets.
In order, yep. So you're going to do a snake draft. You go from first to last and then last back to first.
But you're using the information that you gained
from
at the deal out. So like at the deal out before the first race, you get an idea of how many movement cards each character has in the deck. And the quality of those movement cards,
zany,
whether they're punishing cards or more helpful cards. So you kind of get like an upfront idea of these mascots will seem to do well, while these other mascots are going to look like they're going to lose. So it almost gives you an idea, but then you get to add to that deck.
Yep. So everybody gets 3 cards, and then after everybody has made their predictions, their bets for the race, everybody is secretly going to take one of the 3 cards in front of them, which will affect each one, again, coded to a particular mascot. Some of them are positive that might help that mascot win the race. Some are negative that can sabotage another mascot. But everybody is going to put 1 card face down into the deck of the pre-selected cards that everybody has had a chance to see. And then we're going to shuffle those up. We're going to take, is it always 3, or is it dependent on the number of players? How many you take out of the deck before you start?
Well, so it's countdown, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. So it's always going to be 3. So 3, 2, 1, you're going to put the first 3 face down, so they're going to kind of be out of the mix. It makes it to where you can't have any kind of perfect information, so some cards are just not going to come up that round, and then you're going to start flipping one at a time, flipping the rest of the deck face up. And then you're going to move the mascots along the board. If they wander off the board, they are eliminated. If they get run into, they get knocked down. And then if they get hit again, they're eliminated. They're out of the race. We go through the deck. If anybody crosses the finish line, they get placed 1, 2, 3, 4 in order at the top of the podium. If the deck runs out, you will fold the board, as Carlos will demonstrate here. You'll fold it one section. Anybody who gets trapped in the fold is eliminated. So if they're not moving forward fast enough, they're going to get eliminated. You're then going to pick up all the cards, shuffle them up again, and start going through that deck again. You're going to 3, 2, 1, eliminate the first 3 cards, and then start flipping them face up again, and again activating the particular racer that they apply to, and moving them forwards, backwards, stumbling, falling down, wandering off the board, whatever the case is. So it really is just kind of fun, zany, good time. Again, I know Camel Up is a very popular zany racing game. This is getting a lot of comparison to that. I think it's probably because of the way the betting happens. You're drafting betting. The people who bid or bet on that mascot earlier potentially have a better payout. I kind of like here in this one, when you take a bet, it's two-sided. You can do a safe bet, which is a pretty even payout for first, second, or third. It just gets slightly worse. Or you can do a risky bet. You can flip it over to the risky side. You have to decide when you take it. But if you go risky and you finish first, that mascot finishes first, you get a bigger payout. But you run the risk of, if he doesn't finish in first, third, or fourth, you may actually lose money. You may actually have to pay something back to the bank. And so, crazy good time. The production on this is just really cool. That's the best thing I can say. It's cool. Yeah, the roll-up board here, Carlos is demonstrating you just this little knob on the side. I'll be curious to see over multiple plays of pulling this board out and rolling it up and pulling it out and rolling it up, how that is going to hold up. But it's got a magnetic clip at the top that keeps it closed. You got the little window there with the mascots in it. The production factor on this, the toy factor on this is just out of this world. I mean, it's probably one of the best toy factors in a game I've ever seen in a real board game. I mean, there's been games for kids and stuff that do some really cool things, but this is really, I mean, this is one we can play with the kids. We played with my 13-year-old. I could see 10-year-olds playing this. I could see younger than 10-year-olds playing this with a little bit of help, just because they're going to have a great time with the mascots running around, knocking each other over, eliminating each other, just the zaniness. But you can't take it too serious.
And it was a great group that we we played
Yeah,
with
we had
because
fun. Yeah.
I think everybody participated in the countdown, the 3, 2, 1, which the rulebook says to.
Yep.
But that doesn't always happen. And then on top of that, there was so much laughter when something crazy would happen, like a mascot turns around.
Yep.
There was a lot of puns being thrown out there.
The hot
Rob with some
dog
ketchup
and the-
mechanics.
You got the hot dog,
Ketchup.
ketchup, yeah, on the hot dog. And
We had a
then-
great time.
Yeah, it was fun. And again, so it will be dependent a little bit, like Carlos said, on the group that you play with. So you got to have people who are going to be a little bit high energy, a little bit of fun. You know, we were yelling out our mascots' names, you know, trying to root them across the finish line. And then you'd have instances where somebody get right to the edge of the finish line and then draw a -2, and they'd go backwards, and then they'd fall down, and then they'd wander off the board. So yeah, just zany fun. So you can't take it too serious, but it's a good time. I would highly recommend this if you like racing games, you like bidding or betting games, and you aren't too serious about it. You're looking for, I think we talked about this being a good party game. It's easy to teach.
Yes.
It goes quick. The second playthrough we did on it, we played in, I mean, it was well under half an hour, I think. When we got to the third round, everybody was like, hold on, this is already the third round? You know, this game's flown by. So it plays quick, easy to teach. The toy factor, like I say, is just incredible. The organization of the way this stuff goes in the box is really cool, really nice. The rule book even, there's a decent amount of text in here, but there's a lot of pictures and a lot of cool stuff in the rule book when I was just flipping through it. So
The gameplay says to 8 players, like with what the base set comes with here.
okay,
But there's also a 9-player variant in here that I really want to try.
9 plus, yeah,
9 plus
players,
9
yeah.
plus, like any
Yeah.
number. Pick a number, 9 plus.
99.
Instead of taking betting tokens, you're going to write down which bet you're choosing.
Okay.
So all the bets stay on the board, and you just
Gotcha.
write down which bet you're choosing. And if you're taking a side bet, you just write down yes or no on a piece of paper. Then you get paid out based on that.
I can
So it
see that.
allows for people to take the same bets.
Yeah.
But with that many people playing, I can't imagine that 2 people would end up with the exact same amount of money anytime.
I wouldn't think, especially after 3 rounds, you'd have enough diversity there, I think.
If you simultaneously just write down 2 bets on your sheet. So, for example, the name of the mascot that you want to bet on, or the yes or no response
Side
to the
bet.
side bet.
Okay.
And then everyone gets paid out. Like it's so simple. Like that,
It
just
is.
that idea makes me want to throw a big party game. Now in the chat, our man Pablo Jackie Robinson, aka 42,
There you go.
says in here hot streak, and I think this is the right order. Hot streak less than Camel Up, less than Divinity Derby, less than Unicorn Fever in complexity. I don't know if I got the order right, Robert. English is not my first
Yeah,
language.
that's what it says. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So it makes it sound like Unicorn Fever is the most complex.
Yeah.
All the way down to Hot Streak being the least complex.
I think I'd agree. Yeah. I haven't played Divinity Derby, but I played the other 3. And as far as those other 3 go, I would agree with that order. Yeah.
He says they all scratch the same itch, right?
Yeah.
And for that reason, for me, I'm really feeling that Hot Streak will replace like Ready, Set, Bet as a party game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm ready to say that it would replace Camel
Up.
I really do feel that Camel Up felt like I had more decision space.
Yeah.
Like more strategic decision space
Sure.
as the race is happening. Whereas in Hot Streak, I make 2 draft decisions,
Once it's programmed.
1 card decision,
Yeah.
and then I just kind of watch it play out.
Yeah. Agree.
So almost the same itch as Camel Up, but I think Camel Up still keeps a place. But Ready, Set, Bet, although I love Ready, Set, Bet, I really think that's more, it's a little bit harder to teach.
Mm-hmm.
This, I think, can be a family party game that I can throw on the table and teach anyone without any thinking.
Yeah, I agree. Ready, Set, Bet, I think could be a little more chaos, throwing those chips and trying to beat somebody. to a
real-time
certain spot.
nature.
Yeah, the real time. So if you're into that, I think that's a solid thing here. And I agree that this one, once you kind of program it, once you put the cards in and shuffle them up, it's the game the races kind of play themselves, but just the wackiness of what can happen and people tripping over each other and falling down and eliminating each other. It's just good fun.
Well, I'm going to send this copy over to Studio CS in Childers.
Try it out over my place.
Rob's going to get it tried out with the family before the kids head back to college. Hopefully, get some plays in.
Yep.
So that he can have as many plays as I've had with it.
Yeah.
And then we can give you all the full beans. But that was one of our twigs this week that we got to play. What else did you twig, Rob?
Yeah, let me take a look. So this was I was.
Let me pop in the chat while you pull
yeah,
it
go
up
ahead.
here.
Yep.
In the chat, Pablo was commenting in there. about Ready Set Bet. He also says with unmatched repeat cards when replacing the foil ones, I made a resin trophy instead of throwing them away. So he covered them in resin to make a trophy.
Nice.
Yes, the replacement of the foil cards. I always wondered, like, what do I do with the cards that I'm replacing? I like to tuck them underneath the insert, so like I kind of keep them in case I ever need them. But then I had a bad experience, Pablo, this past week. I got foil cards for for Baseball Highlights 2045, but they were cut just a hair taller and wider.
What's the worst?
And I could not shuffle the deck with them in there. So I had to take out the foil cards. And these were some good cards, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think Machado was one of them, like a Manny Machado card. Like, no, anyway. Foil cards are great, but if you're going to do foil cards, you have to make sure that they exactly match the card it's replacing.
Yep. That messes everything up if they don't. Yep.
Alex, my cousin Alex was here playing Hot Streak with us. Says, much love, Primo and Rob. Hot Streak was a blast. I was rooting for my hot dog out loud.
There you go. That's what it's all. Well, yeah, not that way. We had some hot dog jokes.
You can do it, little buddy.
Yeah.
You can do it.
We definitely had some hot dog jokes. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm 12.
Yep.
I'm 12.
Absolutely. Anyway, so real quick here, I got a couple weeks just because I was out of town last week, so I didn't make the show, but I'll do this quickly. Codenames Duet. Carlos, we had talked, he let me borrow that a couple of shows ago, so about 2 weeks ago. He mentioned I could take that home to the family. Nobody in my family had ever played. We played Codenames Disney. I own Codenames Disney. I own Codenames Pictures. I own Codenames, the original, the Word version. And my family had played through all those. We enjoyed them. They had their time back in the day, but we had not played Codenames probably in a couple of years at least. And I brought home Codenames Duet, and I was telling Carlos before the show tonight, my kids have been competing the last 24 hours about who gets next game. And they've been almost had nonstop games of the Codenames Duet going because we all want to see. We've been highly unsuccessful. We have lost almost every time we've played, and so the whole thing is who can win? Who can? What combination of
what two brains?
What two kids?
What two brains can get this
on
done?
The same wavelength, exactly. That's been it. So it's like no. I want to try to play with somebody because we can do this. So Beat Arby got into a cycle. We had knocked a bunch of them out, and then. I'm going to blame it on him. He made a boneheaded call, and we ran into the assassin. We were done.
Oh.
So then me and Emmy did one. Emmy did, she did a number. You say a word and a number, and hers was something, I don't remember what it was, 4, and I nailed all 4 of them. And I was like, oh, yeah. So then on my turn, I gave her just 2. She nailed both of those. We're like, all right, this is guaranteed to be a win. Very next clue, assassin. We ran into the assassin.
I knew, like the moment you say that, Robert, the moment you say that out loud, like you would always do that to
lose.
us.
We can't. We got
We'd be in
this.
pandemic. We got this. We can't lose, and then we lose.
Yeah, we lose.
You can't say it, Robert. You can't say it.
Anyway, so we're having a great time with the old Codenames Duet. I haven't tried the campaign yet. We've been too competitive again about seeing who can win a game. Actually, even one game. I don't know if we won one yet, but anyway, we've been competing on that to see who can, what combination could get that first win under our belt. I played some Flip 7 while I was out of town. I introduced that to some of the in-laws and family. We were just sitting around the table one night just chatting, so I pulled it out, and we played several games of Flip 7. That was a hit, as it always is, light, and everybody had a good time with that. Before I left, I had a chance at our game day on Saturday. Was that 2 Saturdays ago? A couple weeks ago, second Saturday game day. I taught Jim the White Castle. We were there late. It was just the 2 of us, and then there was a couple other people playing a different game. So Jim and I wanted to get one more game in before we left. He had never played the White Castle, so I taught that to him, and he really enjoyed it, which kind of surprised me. Jim is the heavy Euro gamer, and he said, this is perfect. He was like, this is a quick, light Euro that if I don't have time for one of my heavy Euros, this game is going to be it for me. And so he really enjoyed the White Castle. Yep.
Jim is correct.
So we had the Alex's version, as most of his games do, had the expansion just thrown in the box with it.
Already?
So we had to separate that out, which took us a good 10 minutes to try to figure out what was from the expansion. The cards were all mixed and everything, so we had to go through every card and figure out what was what. So that was kind of a pain in the butt. But other than that, we did not play the expansion just because I didn't know it, and I was just teaching it to Jim first play.
But so. I really think that it does. I mean, White Castle without expansion, like it itself, like Jim said, just concentrated, condensed, like Euro. Here it is in a tube, frozen in the freezer, just mix in water. Boom, you have Euro.
The more I played it, the more I liked it. I didn't love it at first because it just seemed too quick and too short and not enough time to make the decisions to build that engine. But then when I found, played it 4 or 5 times and said, all right, it is what it is. You got to make do the best you can in the limited 9 turns or whatever. Then it started singing to me a little more. It was like, all right, okay, I gotta get to it. I can't keep building the engine. I gotta get right to making points and doing what I need to do. So, good game, as we know. And so I want to try the matcha. I have not played it yet. There was that extra board. We looked at it. I was like, yeah, there's some board here. You move around, you do things. You've got this courtyard, and there's a fountain with fish and stuff in it. And like, well, yeah, we'll cross that bridge one day. But I want to see how much more that adds to it. But again, if this is the light, quick Euro, maybe matcha's not needed. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Maybe it does too much. So,
report back.
Yeah, I will. Talatum. I played this for the first time. Talatum. It's one of those T-Series games, and had a great time. I liked this a lot. Actually, I played this twice that week. I played it on Tuesday over at Jim's house. He taught me how to play. Sam, Jim, and Daryl played. They had all played before. I was the only first timer, I believe, and I know BJ, Board Game Gumbo, is a big fan of the Talatum, and I see why. This game is pretty awesome. I'll leave it at that right now. This is definitely going to be on the board up here behind me next time we're doing some updates. And I played it twice in the matter of a week, and I want to play it again. I want to play it again. I want to play it again. So this is a really good heavy-ish, mid to heavy weight Euro. Again, won't get into all the details now. I'll talk about it more when it hits my board. I can give a bigger rundown on it. But yeah, just some really cool decisions. The second time we played with the expansion. I forget what the name of the expansion is, but it adds another whole board with some mining and more decisions. I think I like this better without the expansion. I think Jim played it with the expansion for the first time. I think Sam played it with the expansion for the first time when we played it on game day a couple Saturdays ago. And I believe we all three, and this was a big step for Jim, agreed that we like it better without the expansion. So the expansion's there. It's another whole set of decisions to make. It alters the decision wheel, the little almost like a rondelle thing that you're choosing actions from. It adds more complexity to that. I don't think it needs it. I think this game is better without the expansion. It's definitely quicker. It added more decisions, added more thought to the game. But I like Talatum a lot, and so I'm looking forward to getting more plays in. This is one that might be a future acquisition for me, which these days is pretty rare. And so the last one I think that I haven't talked about recently is Merchants of Andromeda. This is a game I knew almost nothing about. It's pretty new. Alex had just gotten this into his collection, and so he had it over there on the game day, and we played Merchants of Andromeda. This is a bunch of little mini games. Basically, it's got all these different boards that you are doing actions on all these different kind of mini games. There's a good amount of player interaction here. There's some voting in one of the little areas that you can go to that you get to vote on some rules, some altering some rules or changing some rules or voting to score a certain section again. Who's the designer on this one?
Dr. K.
There it is. I knew it was one of the big ones. It's Dr. Reiner Knizia. And this is one of the new, he just put out 3 or 4 games kind of all simultaneously here a couple of months ago. And they were all rolling out. I don't know if they were Kickstarters or what they were, but they were all rolling out. There was, Alex had, I think, all 3 of his newest ones. And the game is hard to describe because it's I think it's 5 little different mini games that are going on, and they all play differently. So it's all kind of just moving around, deciding which game you want to play, which track you want to advance on, or which little press your luck thing you want to do. And so it's really a point salad. You're getting points. Everybody's getting points from all these different boards, but you can try to focus on one board in one area and just kind of knock that out of the park. Or you, as I tend to do, dabble in everything, and I didn't do well because I wanted to play every game. I wanted to be
especially
on every
on your first play, though. You do want to kind of test everything.
Yeah, I did, and I always do. And so, if I recall, I didn't do. I could pull it up. I don't care that much, but I don't think I did real well at it, but this one was fun. I had heard very mixed opinions on this one, and that there was a fair amount of luck in it, and there is a little bit, but I found there was a good amount of decision space. So there's tracks you can move stuff up on. There are some of the little mini games that are based on luck, but if you don't like that, stay away from those more. Definitely some of them where there was an area control one that we're seeing here on the screen, where you're trying to build connections across these 4 different segments of the board, and you get score columns and rows depending on different cards that come out. And so it just a lot going on. This one was a little bit of I won't say a brain burner, because it was fun enough that it wasn't really a brain burner. But again, with all these little different games that were going on, it was a fair amount to kind of pay attention to, and I had trouble kind of focusing on one thing and being like, okay, I'm going to really do well here. And like I say, I kind of spread myself around thin, but I enjoyed it. It was a good time. It's definitely a game I would play again. So that was my last 2.5 weeks to almost 3 weeks. So, but that's the plays that I've gotten in. I've also played several games of Paladins of the West Kingdom. I mentioned that game is coming as far as our live playthrough, because we went out of town. Me and the family went out of town up to D.C. Last week. We were hoping to get it played before we left to get it recorded, so we could put that up after our Architects of the West Kingdoms video that's already out. But we will be doing this certainly by this weekend, and then I'll be getting it to Carlos so he can get it uploaded, and then we'll be looking to move on to, I saw it up here, Viscounts. I can never remember the name of that one. Viscounts of the West Kingdom will be our next one, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll get that played, posted, and get that live video up so that people can see that if they're interested. But,
good twig.
yeah, that's been it for me. Yeah.
I feel like each week, a week cannot go by without Dr. K
coming up. Yeah.
Coming up. Pablo feels the same way. Pablo says Knizia is the Nicolas Cage of board games.
Oh yeah, he's a little bit in everything, huh?
Yeah. So
there you go. You don't say.
As for you, Pablo.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. He's all over the place. He's putting out games left and right, and
so many out there.
They're not all hits. I mean, some of them are not good, but yeah, he just keeps cranking them out. I don't know how many games he's got, over 200 now or something, doesn't he? Something crazy number.
It is a crazy number.
Yeah, it's a crazy number.
But I like his games. I really do. Like I like that they're almost mathy based.
Yeah,
he's
definitely got a style. Yeah, there's definitely some mechanisms that he likes to use a lot. But he does experiment, and he does mess with some things sometimes. That's why some of these come up as misses. But he likes his point salad. He likes giving you lots of ways to score points and do different things. So I enjoy that.
All right. That was our twig. So we caught you up on our twig. We took 5 beautiful phone calls. I do want to go through the Discord, the news. So we promised to go through the news, and then if we had time, we were going to do the predictions. Well, we can always give you our predictions after the awards are done, because we've already penned them.
Yeah, so they're locked in already.
They're locked in. We can give you how we ended up doing. So let's get into the Discord channel. Our Discord channel can be found in the link below. Throw in your games that or game related, or even just geeky related topics with regards to games, board gaming, and we'll gladly read through those. So in the news, let's see. Last week was the 24th was our last episode. So we had some in the news topics that came up after that. Let's go to the Discord.
Get them posted up there. Yep, we'll share the screen here so we can all take a look.
All right, so here's the Discord. One of the articles that I saw was our buddy Aaron from Columbus, Ohio, had posted a link to a how to play Flip 7 article by Asmodee. Listen to me. By Asmodee.
By the company themselves.
But apparently it was written by AI because it was hot garbage. Somebody archived it because they immediately took it down because it was that bad. Let me see if I can't share the link to this thing. Let me share this tab. So this is the Flip 7 how to play, and it was just horribly wrong.
Was not right.
As an example, what to do of rules of Flip 7, and then what to do if you flip a 7. Here's what it says. If you flip a 7, things get interesting. The 7 card has a special power. The player who flips it has to draw another card from the deck. And if the new card is also a 7, the player has to draw another card, and so on. If a player draws too many 7s in a row, they can find themselves in a difficult position.
Yeah, you think?
That is not flip 7.
Not how it happens at all. That's not how this works.
That's not how this works.
Okay.
Great read. I laughed the entire time I was reading it.
Yep.
Thank you, Aaron, for that article.
So AI still has room for improvement, is what you're saying. Yeah.
No, I think companies have room to write and pay people to write their own
stuff?
articles.
Oh, okay, well.
Come on, man.
That's too hard.
I found that hilarious.
That's good.
Shipping notice from Captain Gamer about his Darwin expansion. So he had shared that. His copy just came in. We talked to him earlier in the show.
Yep.
Make sure you go back to the earlier part of the show. He was the first phone call, and we talked about his receiving correspondence expansion to Darwin
And playing it. Yeah, his first playthroughs. Yep.
Paulo says 700 plus games for
Oh, 700 plus. Okay, I know it was crazy. 200 sounded crazy to me, but 700, there you go.
That's insane.
Yep, that's nuts.
Darwin approves.
Yeah.
I put a link to the expansion. I'm sorry. Chris put a link to the review of the expansion that I watched. I had already watched it.
Okay.
So it again, just it's getting me, as the Secret Ball guys say, frothed up. Like I'm
psyched up.
I'm frothing. Like I'm psyched for this copy to come in. And then he posted pictures of the box and the inserts, which we now know these inserts that come in the expansion box are transferable into the main box to continue it going. So thank you to Chris for keeping us on that.
Super cool.
There's a video that came out, which I want to go through with Rob. It's an idea for us. It's top 5 Frosthaven beginner combat strategies. I'd like to see Nick and Rob debunk or affirm these top 5 strategies. They are our big guys in the Frosthaven world.
Well, Nick kind of did there in the chat. He gave his rundown on it.
All good beginner tips. Thinking of cards as your scenario timer is definitely correct and important. As he says, this comes into play for deciding to burn a card to prevent damage. Use a lost card ability and when to take that extra turn just to rest versus hurrying on. The digital version looks super slick, by the way. So thanks, Nick, for going through and watching that video. This was interesting. One Mike from One Mike One Game says January of 2026, coming soon. The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Wait, pause. Nope, it's going to be a new title here. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers trick-taking game.
Semicolon, backslash. Yeah.
This looks cool, Rob. It's got 2 towers.
I haven't seen this one.
It's got 2 towers.
Two towers?
So if you're not familiar with the trick-taking game, it is Lord of the Rings in effectively trick-taking form, effectively the space game. Help me out here.
Oh, The Crew?
The Crew. With the Lord of the Rings cooperative theme in it.
Yep.
But he says, Mike says, with Frodo missing for the book's first half, the towers step in as the trump cards.
Oh.
But they can cancel one another if played together. Oh, you get a trump card and then another trump card, and boom, they're both canceled. The game has 18 new chapters to play, and the first game is not required to play. So you don't need the Lord of the Rings
standalone
Fellowship of the Ring game. This is a standalone. I like what they're doing here.
Yeah.
Let's go through the series of the different books.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's there for the cha-ching.
Cha-ching, they've already got it. It's an insta-buy.
There you go.
It's going to be an insta-buy for me.
Nice. All right.
So that was in the news.
That's the week in the news.
All right. So things left for us to do is to catch y'all up on our predictions. Which we could even just post that in the Discord for the folks at home, and then we'll see. We'll do our follow-up episode to go together.
Yeah,
we'll go through the awards and talk about how we did.
Yeah, why we picked what we picked, and why Carlos was wrong,
and why Rob won again.
I hope so.
That seems to be like the theme of us playing that.
I'm not a little competitive. No,
not at all.
Not
at all.
No, okay.
All right. So end of the show. Want to remind you. about our Discord, check out our Discord. Join the conversation in the Discord. You can find people playing BGA games. You can upload your links to articles about games or geeky things that you think are cool in the news article. We will go through the news each episode to let you know what our thoughts are on it. You can always email us at beansanddice@gmail.com with your questions, comments, or any thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. And then make sure you subscribe on YouTube, but also hit the notifications button, the bell. That way you're notified every time we go live or post a video. If you really like what we do here and you want to support us financially, because this is all we're just a couple of dads who like playing board games.
Just for fun.
And we're paying for this all out of pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just a fun part of the hobby. But if you want to support our bad decisions, you can do that at PayPal, at Venmo, or at Cash App. Under the Beans and Dice. So at Beans and Dice on PayPal, cash symbol Beans and Dice on the Cash App, or in YouTube, you can always just do the super chat. Once we get enough money, they'll send me some of that cash. I think I got like $4 sitting there waiting for me.
Nice.
But I got to hit like a certain number, a threshold before
out?
They throw a check.
Oh.
So I got $4 waiting for me to spend on some board games.
Come on, people. Kick it in.
At this point, it's been another great episode. We miss you, Wayne. Hopefully we'll be back safe next week from your cruise.
Anybody who's going to be at Dragon Con, keep a lookout for Wayne. Him and maybe a couple other people from the group are going to be there. There's something about some ribbons, stickers.
I think Wayne's coming up with some swag for y'all for when he's out at Dragon Con. I believe ribbons are a big thing over there.
Yep. So keep a lookout for that.
And then most importantly to the callers today. Holy moly. Within the first 45 minutes, we're at 4 calls. We ended the show off with 5 calls. We blew it up tonight.
Yeah, that's about a record, almost a record. So that's good.
Thank you all so much for participating, being a part of this.
Yep.
We will catch you all next week. Hopefully Rob will get here early again. We'll get more games played beforehand. I promise I'll feed you if you show up.
I'll
feed you
for that. Yeah.
I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
Thanks for watching the Beans and Dice podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe.